We need to have a serious conversation about the state of the video game industry in 2026. Because honestly, it's getting a bit exhausting, I can't lie to you. We're living in an era where you're expected to drop $70 on a game, and you're also expected to be fine with not owning that game, right? You're just gonna own the license. You open the menu, and you're immediately blasted with battle passes, limited time FOMO bundles, and boosters for grinding a certain part of the game that was made to be miserable, just so you'd pay to skip it. It feels like every major publisher has stopped trying to make a great game and started trying to build a more efficient trap to suck your wallets dry. And then you look at Warframe and you're like, why does this free game have more content, more care, and more soul than all these new games coming out? But again, the question isn't just why is Warframe good? The real question is, why isn't every single other company doing this? To understand why Warframe's business model is so good, you have to look at the platinum problem. In almost every other game, there is a massive wall between the free players and the paying players. If you want to look cool or you want the new character, you gotta open your wallet, man. End of story. But Digital Extremes did something that most companies would rather sell their firstborn child than do. Make that premium currency tradable. This is their Krabby Patty formula, right? If I'm a high school kid or a fat fucking child with $0 in my bank account, I'd have plenty of time. I can go farm these rare materials, let's call it, right? Materials that make a Warframe abilities and weapons insanely overpowered. And once I'm done farming, I can trade all those materials and sell them to a guy who has a full-time job, a family, 0 time to farm, but this guy also has plenty of disposable income. That guy gives me his platinums, and now I have real-world money. I can go buy the cosmetics, the slots, the gear, everything. Digital Extreme still gets paid because someone bought that platinum, but they've also created a very functional ecosystem where the time of the free player is a literal currency. The free-to-play player isn't a broke bum in their system. They're kind of the backbone of the economy. The reason they're the backbone of the economy is because they provide the items that the paying player wants to buy. They understood that if we do this, this will make our players feel like they have a relationship with other players instead of them feeling like they're outclassed. This is so refreshing because I swear these companies do not give a fuck about you. I also think their philosophy comes into play here as well. Digital Extremes have figured out how to monetize patience, while almost every single other company monetizes your frustration. For example, Star Wars Battlefront 2. If you wanted to play Darth Vader, one of the coolest characters in fiction, EA tells you, yo, open your wallet, pretty please, thank you. Or start grinding for 40 hours. Fuck you, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Fuck you, EA. I hate you. Also, this happened at launch, to be fair. It's easier now, but you get my point. Now, if you look at what Warframe does, it says, okay, you grinded for a bit. Here's the character, for free, but you do have to wait 3 days. If you don't want to wait, you can just throw a couple of platinum and you can get it right now. And because the game is actually good and because the developers have spent years building actual trust, people want to give them money. So why don't other companies do this? This is such a great philosophy. Well, the Warframe model requires something that modern capitalism absolutely hates: patience.
If money is evil, then that building is hell.
The reality is, most gaming companies are terrified of the Warframe model because it requires them to actually make a game that is worth playing for a decade. It requires them to respect your intelligence. It requires them to be okay with not winning the quarterly earnings report in exchange for building something that actually lasts. Big publishers don't want that. They don't care about 10 years from now. They care about this quarter. They can't wait for 3 years for a community to grow organically. They need to extract value immediately. They need to squeeze every possible cent out of a player in the first 30 days because they know that their game is shallow. They know that it has absolutely no soul or care. And it will be dead by day 60. Which sucks to say because the developers of these games do want to make something creative, something artistic. But they always have a higher up over their shoulders telling them, yo, this shitty feature must be added by next week. But Warframe isn't perfect, to be honest. It's very hard to understand for a new player with all the stuff you can do. And yes, the grind is a lot, but at least it's an honest grind. A grind that respects your time and your wallet. The gaming industry is broken and Warframe is proof that it doesn't have to be that way. We just gotta stop settling for trash. Anyways, thank you for watching, make sure you like and subscribe, and if you have something to say, go ahead and share it in the comments. Yes, I talked about how companies can be very greedy, but I'm still gonna play Zenless on Zero.